Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Good morning. My name is Linwood Cox Jr. You're looking at the book of Aliel Cast. I'm the CEO and founder of Imago Day Fashion Consulting. I want to reach out to you guys to show a little video this morning. Again, my mantra is that for those who are weary in spirit, that they can gain understanding, and for those who lament can accept instruction. I wanted to reach out to you guys today. The cast for today is going to be called The Fox and the Hound. Now, it's one of my favorite Disney movies. If you've ever watched the movie, you have the little fox, clean-cut fox, and then you have the scruggly hound in the movie. And really, today's topic is going to be talking about facial hair, and then also hair etiquette. When it comes to the corporate world, when it comes to just in regular day life, what that looks like for those who were on the hound side and you want the full length beard or a little extra hair in comparison to the very clean cut style. And really, I just want to, instead of giving a lot of instruction, I also want to really get some confidence in the area, because for those who are out there, you're like, man, I don't know if I want to invest in a beard, or at the same time, you don't know if you want long hair. I have my hair covered up. Now my hair is a little scraggly at the moment, so that's the reason why I have my hat on. Just took a little daily walk. Excuse me. But, I want to have a conversation about that. So, typically when it comes to being clean shaven, I worked at a resort management, for a long time. What I noticed is that just in caricatures, honestly, people who typically are clean cut, or individuals that have a very chiseled face, have a very hard bone structure. Guys who have a more rounded face and a more childlike demeanor, typically a beard does complement that very well. Especially if you're younger, you want to you want to bring some age. But at the same time, when you're older, and like me, I'm 35 years old, and I still have simple, rounded out caricatures. I feel like that a beard is good for me. So typically for me, and this is just etiquette for me, I get a haircut maybe every 2 weeks. I can go about that long. For the top of my head, I think generally in most cases, honestly, I want to say for individuals that that are out there, that you want to grow your hair to a mid length, I think that it's more acceptable now, especially corporately. Don't is to make sure that you don't wait too long to get your hair cut. Obviously, if you could book an appointment and make sure that you get it and really, if you live in a city area, make sure that you get it in a time that you can fit your schedule. That works best. But then when it comes to keeping it longer, so let's talk about, because honestly, I feel like starting with the beard works out first. So let's say you decide to grow one. Typical outliers is that when you grow any beard at any length, you want to make sure that when you go to the barbershop and you get it cut, then every day you have a razor that you can do maintenance on it. So whether or not you have the spiral razor, or you have the really hand razor that's pointed, just make sure that you line it up every day. Make sure that the lines that the barbershop puts on your hair, and even when it comes to your sideburns, make sure that you just keep that up on a daily basis. For those who have I think longer beards, for a lengthier about this much. Typically, I would say if you have a beard at that length, you don't need to have long hair on the top. Tapered haircuts, you're going to make sure that at midi length, you're either going to have it tapered or you're going to have it high and tight. Those typically corporately, with any occasion, those typically are the main hairstyles that, are favorable. But if you're going to have a longer beard, typically what that means is that you need to have a shorter amount of hair on your hair. I mean, it can look like a lot once you have a fuller head and, a fuller beard. But I keep mine at a very short length. And when it comes to that, then I just take the general clippers that are on the razor and I just cut it to, that's why, with the spiral one, you're not going to have the guards on it, but with one that's more closer to a barbershop cut, you're going to have the different lengths on it. So I've tested it, and typically I grow it about to this amount. That's why I wanted to make sure I kept it there for you guys to see. And then I'll shave it off every once in a while. I keep it to a very low cut and have it grow back until I'm ready to go for a haircut. Now, moving on in the conversation, again, for those who out there who, want to have your hair at a mid length. I mean, again, just to be able to cover that again on your head on a mid length. Just make sure that it's something that you committed to. I mean, if you want a longer beard, you got to commit to it. So you got to make sure that it's cut, trimmed on a daily basis to make sure that it stays at an appropriate length. That's not a distraction. And then also that doesn't, occur like critters and, food that you can get caught in there too often. But then at the same time, it's the same etiquette for the top of your head. If you're going to commit to having, length on your hair, then obviously that keeps enough maintenance. So you just want to make sure that, that you get really the shape ups often. For those who, are African American, it would be a different conversation. Your hair doesn't grow back as fast. It would actually, grow back faster than what it is for, Latina, Caucasian individual. It typically grows a lot slower. So you want to make sure that, if it's an investment, you just don't want to catch yourself in a situation to where it's gone too long on either or on your head, on the top of your head, or on your face. But seriously, for those who are out there where you're like, man, like, I don't know if I want to take this step. It's a wonderful thing for you to be able to try different hairstyles. And I think throughout the course of a man's life, to not feel like that he needs to be boxed into one corporate idea, but generally speaking, if you're out there and you're like, hey man, like, I've really been thinking about this for some time, to give it a try. I mean, the worst thing that can happen, is that it just doesn't work out, and then you just cut it all off and you make sure that you get a haircut, but I wanted to make sure that there was some confidence out there for you guys, any of you guys that have been thinking about it. So, yeah, shorter video this time, but I want to thank you so much for those who are out there who have supported, the cast so far, the different topics that I've had. I'll end the same way that I do every week. For those who are out there who are lost, and it's like, man, I have a lot more conversations that I want to have. It's just about my confidence in the way that I carry ourselves. Be sure to reach out so that we can have a conversation, that we can set up a consultation, just to be able to explore the insecurities and things that need to be worked on in a man, pull out the victories within yourself, just so that you can be able to then externally carry yourself with a certain level of success and professionalism. If you're out there and you're interested in that conversation, please make sure that you go to my website at imagodayfashion.com. Email me. We'll set up a consultation. We'll have that talk. But thanks so much, gentlemen, out there for listening to me. Again, my name is Linwood Cox Jr. with the Book of Aliel Cast, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Take care.